Trendsetter, I got style for you. Ain't seen you at the top, it's been a while.
Good evening. Welcome back, everybody. Word of mouth. What is it? Friday. Oh, yes. It's Friday. I know already because we were at the bar all day playing tea. And when I say we, I mean just me. But we had some good talk in here. There was an interesting post about putting. And I see a lot of wrong information all the time, and it kind of drives me a bit fucking nuts, right? Because we're reading shit on there that just doesn't add up. People just don't know what they're talking about. So we'll dig into some putting here. I'm gonna play one invite here and see where we're at. But I need some invites. I know it's a late Friday. We're probably not gonna have it's not gonna be a very big broadcast show tonight, and I'm not gonna be staying on for very long because I banged all day today. I'm not really in the mood to play this much. All right, so we're playing Oakwood right now. We'll talk about some of the putts while we're going through and starting off. And for some reason, it didn't look like Facebook posts were showing up for everybody. There was like zero engagement on any post. So I'm assuming a lot of people didn't get to see what we were going to talk about or do this evening. Hi, Caesar. Yeah, Caesar, I'm just waiting for my mom to finalize a date here. No, that's a hell of a good ball, I must say. I believe if you were thinking the weekend of the 3rd, I think we'll be fine. Get out of here! Come on! Oh, no, that's not out of here. He hit it good, though. So we're playing Oakwood right now. And guys, this year's courses were really good as well. The Oakwood year. Now, I know we're still all... Did I really just murder that over? No, we're okay. Good. I'm really off, and I'm kind of sore, guys. So we'll see where we're at when we get... He's safe. Oh, he's safe. Absolutely. Good. So I'm a little disjointed myself this evening. That's got to drop. We would have loved that to drop there. Hang on one second. Ah. Hey, Brian. How you doing, bud? I thought I putted that already, and I looked back and thought I missed it. So we're going to go through, we're going to play a couple of these out. I've got a total of only 6 invites left to play. So if anybody wants to see something tonight, it's a great night. We can accept and play the invite together if you're here. Obviously not together physically. But you can see how I'm attacking some holes on courses that you're having problems with. That's always a good way to go about learning some shit. The 2020 Champ Bank's not terrible, but really, Brian, was that you? Were we talking about? Did you have a post up about balls and clubs to use? Because really, we don't need new balls and clubs. We all have the ability to build a bag. So honestly, them releasing new clubs and new clubs are just not really useful anymore. We're going to want to create a build a bag here, in general. Oh yeah, last week was pretty boring. You know, I'll jump on that. I'll jump on that too. No, events is off right now. They did not have an event scheduled this week. We'll have the events come back for next Monday. And obviously we understand we didn't know when it was it was the last priority, right? Getting the game up and running was more important than having Kevin pick holes. That's really it. So we don't have an event. Now, they did pay out the last one. I only got to play a total of 9 games, which sucks, maybe 10. So I got 3rd place, I know. I like to win them all. We can't even really count that. Oh. So far, we're not seeing any putts that we have to really worry about. So let's start off with talking about what we learned last time with the putting. And what we did find out, and this is something I got to talk with Jim Z about, and he was in complete agreement with us that there should be something when you pull back that you're getting an extra boost. Okay, so the question that was posed on the board or on Facebook message group was saying that sometimes aiming directionally is leading to a straight shot, right? And we can kind of understand why that happens a little more when we look at the inside of the ball. And we're going to pull up an overlay here once I find it here. Oh, we got to find it. Richard said it was here and open. No, that's not it. That's not it. That's not it. Not it. I'll find it here, though. Ah, there it is. I found it. Okay, good. So I've got that ready to go. But, so we're going to do, I've got an overlay that shows how the ball sits on the deck. Inside the deck without even taking it apart. So that overlay will give us a really good example of why some of these things happen. And then we can talk about how to rectify it. The problem is how to rectify it actually makes your putting, can make your putting worse in general too. But we'll get into it and dig in on it a little bit here. So my problem I was having today is the two machines playing commercial were pulling back left on every shot, and I can't figure out why. So I think tomorrow before I play, I'm going to be in there doing some maintenance on the commercial machines, just because I was having real issues. And it was only when I pull back like my normal speed, like that, was reading to me pulling back halfway AB on both machines, which was freaking me out because I can't figure out what the hell it was doing. I half thought that it might have been something to do with the problems that we just had, but I can't imagine because my home edition ball plays perfect. So it might be time. Maybe I have two bad red boards in there. Who knows though? Who knows? All right, so we cleaned out the front nine at 17. So now this one doesn't. I'd be scared to hit this one with the high tee and try to get over. The joy of this hole is that you don't have to. We could just put it down at the bottom down here. And 3 wood and a 10.5 both clear from here. So we're going to hit a 10.5. Oh, almost got it. Jesus, that would have been nice. Now, is there anybody in here that was having the specific questions about putting? Because if it's the same ones of you that are always here, we already kind of went over everything. And no offense to you guys, I'm kind of happy we're having a slow night. I'm actually exhausted, guys. I've started getting up at like way early for me and working out in the morning, then going to play lunchtime till 5 or 6, and then meeting up with the wife, hanging out for what? I got about an hour with her so far today. So I'm actually looking forward to going and hanging out with my wife here in a little while. Backspin. Oh, that was in with backspin. God, I haven't seen this tee box in decades. I know, in a long time, though. Every time lately, it's been up top. And, guys, some of the fixes that were coming, personally, I think one of the fixes is what kind of fucked everything up. But we should be getting more varied tee boxes than we were. And if we saw when we were getting random tee boxes, it was almost never random. It was like the same tee box barely moved around. But that should be we should start seeing a noticeable change pretty soon. And this is definitely a noticeable change on this hole. We don't see that very much. I really like playing at home rather than playing at the bar. I don't know about you guys. I just don't really like to be at the bars anymore. Like, I'm not a big drinker. If I'm by myself, I'm not drinking at all. And it's weird. I've finally gotten, as I've gotten older, before, if I was at a bar before, I would always have to get a drink. Now I'm just like, fuck it. Give me a soda or water. I don't care. I'll tip well, but I just don't want to drink. We need a hole out. We need a hole out. This round is actually pretty decent. We got a decent game going here. But it's really par. Now, I drove one, which is, I mean, it's not an easy thing to do always. There he is. You know what? I don't think I played Nord Allen at all. I was too busy playing 23. So I didn't really care. We looked at some stuff on 22, but not to play, to go over and make sure some of the things that I thought were errors, which turns out they kind of were. Oh shit. But yeah, no, I didn't play any of the newer. I didn't play any of 22. So I didn't play Eagles Peak and I didn't play Nord Allen. They're coming soon though, guys. We're gonna see. So I don't even know what 18 and Nord Allen is. Not one bit. I have no idea what you're talking about. Bad. If Jill wasn't too busy watching Dateline, I'm sure she'd be laughing right now at that. What is it like anyway? And did anybody get to go play the daily today? The Freaky Friday was actually kind of fun. Good set of holes, not too imposing, but yet still there were enough holes that you could fuck up. I would have loved for Cypress 9 to not be totally shut down. I got it around one time, but it still left you a 60-yard chip. There was no sense of doing it. Oh, finish it off. Nope. All right, we'll walk in the door with a 31. All right, let's take a look at the putting stuff. So, guys, now if you were the one having the questions and I can't quite remember, we're gonna take a look at this trackball now. Where'd it go? Hey, where'd it go? Oh, there it is. Okay, so let's do this. Let's see if we can go here. No, wrong one. All right, we're going to turn that one off, and we'll go with, how about this? No. Well, I guess that's where it's going to be. So we're going to put the ball up like this. So when we're looking at this trackball, right, if we can look at this is the light. Come on, stay up. All right, so the layout of the trackball, when we're looking over the top of it, you can already see that it is not symmetrical. And symmetry would make it easier, but you can see that aiming to the right is going to give you a different amount of resistance than aiming to the left. That's really all that you're noticing in a change in putting. The forward swing is still going to be the same because you're hitting it the same angles either way. That's symmetrical. The right and the left isn't. So when I'm aiming directly into the roller, one, it's going to stay nice and seated. So you'll probably notice when you're aiming to the left, it follows your true reading a lot better with it, right? But it's also right on that roller too. So it makes sense that it happens. When I go to the right, now if I'm doing a no pullback like palm type shot, that motion there will actually cause the ball to jump on the forward roller a little bit. So it comes up a little bit. It can't come up a lot, but it comes up just enough that it will make that reading not be as clean as it is when I'm going to the left. Now, there's something that we learned recently with the putting when doing some of the testing here is that, look, your max speed is your max speed is your max speed, meaning that your max speed is fully only based on how far away you are from the hole. Now, there are little increments in there that Jim Zielinski kept calling them turbo putts, right? Hey, Brandon, how you doing? Yeah, me too, bud. But he kept calling them turbo putts. But what they're calling turbo putts is not what we in the community understand as a turbo putt. For us as a turbo putt before, you had certain distances. That you would have a very dramatic jump in speed on that distance until you got farther up. Now, they kind of still exist, but if we plotted out all your miles per hour for your distance away from the hole, it is almost a direct linear relationship between the two, meaning that like 30 miles per hour is 100 foot, 35 is 110, 40 is 120, you know, that kind of thing. I have numbers down if anybody wants to see it. It doesn't really help you at all. What we did find though is that when you no pullback or a pullback, you could still hit the same speed, and you could hit those speeds pretty regularly, right? So pulling back on the putter is actually a negative. All it can do is when you miss the dead 180 on your putts, right? If I'm trying to pull back to B and hit it straight to 2, if I pull slightly off and hit it straight to 2, I lose speed on that putt, right? That putt will not go as fast as if I didn't pull it back. And that kind of flies in the face of everything that we've seen so far with Golden Tee, because at all given times, if you pull a ball back, you're gaining about 15% extra power, except on putting. So what I've personally been trying to do, and it's kind of fucked me up a bit with my putting, but when I have the putts that are, you know, the up 10s from really any distance, I'm not pulling them back anymore. Because by pulling it back, if I miss the 180 trying to fight like a left 2, and I got to go a little left and right of the B, I'm losing distance. So if it happens to be at one of the levels of the distance away where the ball will, one, not get there from an up 10 or barely get there, by pulling back, I'm almost assuring myself that it won't get there, because pulling back and hitting straight is almost impossible. I mean, in fact, that was one way they were using to ban people back then, is saying, hey, if you were hitting 0-0 and 0-0 on the left to right, you were cheating, because it's almost impossible to do. Like, I would say 1 out of every 100,000 shots gives you that dead 0 reading. So if it happens 5 times in one game, there's either a problem with your trackball, or you're fucking doing it yourself with some of the tricks that we were doing during casual mode to show the differences in putting. Now, the problem with the ball jumping off the roller, okay. Well, so Brian, absolutely it is, and that is how we used to stop rollovers. We call it C putting, right? So here, let's load up a casual game, and we'll just get a real quick example of it. I'm not even going to do multiple players. Now, guys, mind you, whatever I do here in casual mode, we are not connecting. We're not playing with anybody. Do not try to do the things that I'm doing with the trackball here in any competitive or online swiped in thing. You will get banned. It is not legal, but it's awesome for testing. And actually, some of the tests that we've done here have given me a ton of useful information to take back to IT. And we've been able to get some things fixed. Now, I choose Pembroke because hole 1 is really long. It's always the one that we use. We're going to pick a male. Oh, shit. Whoops. Good call, Caesar. Thank you, buddy. It was always shutting off on its own before. All right, so we're just going to pick this. I'm going to put stouts on because most of us are using stouts, so let's get a feel on this. Where are they? I went past it. Okay, so we're just going to get this ball on the green as fast as we can. I wish you could just go place a ball somewhere. And we want to leave it a good distance away. All right, so we're far away. Are we over 100? No, we can get this to the hole. So we're going to offset this, right? I'm going to just turn it once so I miss it. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to disconnect it so the ball can only go dead straight, right? So now the ball will only go straight. So whatever I hit this thing is going to be its max. So if we want to, I'm going to just pull up an Excel with my putting numbers on it. And if you guys could, just put in there the putter speed and the distance that the ball goes whenever we hit it. Okay, so we're gonna do one. We're gonna do one with a pullback right away, right? Pullback, hammer it. We are 124 feet away, and we were able to hit it 40 feet. I didn't see what the total distance was. All right, let me go in here, and we're gonna go here. Insert. MPH. All right, perfect. Good, I got it. So what were we? How far away? So we hit that thing. I didn't see what the total distance was there, but I believe we were 128 feet away. So let's mulligan and see. All right, we're 124 feet away. We hit that ball at 40 was the max. And did anybody catch how far it went completely? I didn't, but we'll get it right now. It's really easy because it's going to be the same. Wait, why didn't that give me... Yeah, that's not going to work. I mean, I guess it didn't tell us the distance that it travels, does it? I never noticed that. But you notice it's going 40, and it's going about 117 feet every time. And that's fully based off the distance you are away from the hole. Now, when I show you guys these numbers, if we do a computation between the distance and the miles per hour, what you're going to find out here is that the relationship is typically between 0.3 and 0.45, right? So, meaning it's about a third to about a half of the number in there. And I'll show you guys, I'll let you get a division of that too. Or if we're going the other way, it's between the relationship between distance away from the hole. Yeah, but it's because we're not going to get an accurate reading because I'm not going the same angle every time. So we can't, it's because I'm trying to miss the putt. So why don't I do this? We're going to just put ourselves further away. So we're over the distance that it can be to make the putt. How far are we? 139. I think we can still get it there. So we're going to leave ourselves further away. Hey, Austin. More putting stuff here. All right, we're on the green. We can't putt at 153 feet. We're good. Yeah, I agree. Okay, so this is where it's going to have to become a totally personal thing. All right, so we're 153 feet away. A pullback hammer on this, 47 miles per hour. That's not right. Okay, that's already different than what it was. What the fuck? That's not right. Why do I have that number being 139 and 58? Okay, so guys, putting has changed even since we did this back then. That is fucking weird. Ah, yeah, I heard that. No, that was with, we used stouts for that other test too, but that wouldn't change the miles per hour. The miles per hour stays consistent on it, but this is already different numbers than what we had before. Before I could hit 139-foot putt to 58 miles per hour. And now I'm hitting a 124-footer, 40. That's right. There's something up with this max distance, though, is really it. That's really the only issue. That's fucking weird. Why was I able to hit putts at 58 miles per hour before? Okay, this might be the problem we're seeing right now. That 47. I'm maxing out at 47. No matter what, I can't get it to go any further. There is something goofy with this, guys. Yeah, well, no. So, no, it doesn't. That's the whole point we're getting at, Bright. It doesn't matter. Look at this. I'm hitting at 47 there, right? Watch this. I barely hit it there, and it's 47. Every time, it's so not touchy to get to 47. So that was with the pullback. Watch this, no pullback. 47. I'm not hammering it at all. It's only going to reach 47. So how hard you hit the trackball, it doesn't matter. That's the point. Hitting the trackball hard on putting doesn't change shit. You have a max distance you can go. Yeah, no, I got it recorded here. I got 132 at 50, 130 at 46, 120 at 39. They dumbed the putting down again. I'm not kidding. They slowed it down again. Something has changed. They slowed the putting down, and this isn't right. This is different than it was. When did we do this? 6 months ago? 3 months ago? That is true. Hitting through breaks is important, Brian. Right. Well, yeah, you almost don't have a choice of not hitting the putt's max speed. And now, since almost no putts can even roll over, there is almost zero chance. Now, watch what happens here, though. I'm going to plug this back. Oh, I'm going to open this up again. Now, watch this. We're still going to hit it. What are we getting that ball to go? 137, I think? All right. I plugged it back in. Here's a C putt from 153. C putt. We got the C back. And we're going to hit it perfectly straight. Watch how much shorter this goes. Still 47, but we're 30 feet. I mean, we're 30 feet away rather than 11 now. So that putt went 18 feet shorter. In general, the C's going to knock off about 10% of your putt speed. So you can use that while going for these long putts that you think when you have a lake behind it. It slows it down enough. But that also defines the problem with putting. If I miss the straight 100%, yeah, C putts absolutely slow the ball down. That's not a question at all. We can guarantee you that. But that also has a negative drawback. So let's mulligan one more time here, right? Okay, so we got it unplugged still. This is me putting with no pullback, right? We hit it 47, and it gets to 17 feet away, right? Now, let's do this with a pullback, but we're going to do a pullback like a normal human would do a pullback. And watch how, this is me, I'm going to just hit the putt like normal, and watch, this is me, somebody who's played 100,000 games, watch how close I am with the 180, and watch how short the putt goes. Now, that went 48 because I missed the straight a bit. Now, luckily, that means I caught that 180 pretty close because that distance is about right. But when I missed the 180, like there, watch it. See, just that little bit off, I just lost 3 feet off that putt. So imagine if that was an up 10 that the max distance is barely getting you to the hole. You lose 3 feet on that, the ball's not getting there. So the pullback, well, for me, it makes everything much more consistent because I'm always keeping my hand on the ball and I'm applying pressure to it, right? When I'm putting, I'm keeping my hand on the ball and doing that because I'm allowing myself to keep pressure on the ball. It stops it from going off the rollers either direction. So where I don't have the problem with the ball jumping off the roller while I'm aiming left or right, what I do have a problem with is, let's say let's pretend this is a right 5 putt, right? So I need to aim, let's say I want to get it to about the tip of the 2. So I got to try to match my pullback here. And, okay, I'm really fucking good at it, right? That's a good line. That was pretty close to 180, but it still wasn't dead straight. So no matter what, I would have lost a mile per hour or 2 on that putt speed. So where you're going to have to pick and choose your battle here because no pullback and palming, I can't thumb putt. Now, if you guys are thumb putters, you're going to have a built-in advantage already until this gets changed. I'm not a thumb putter. Watch how accurate I am with my thumbs. And then I go dead straight with 47. I might have to become one. Because I'm always keeping the same pressure on the ball. When I'm thumbing, I don't have to thumb it and murder thumb it as hard as I can to get the distance because we know just that thumb shot gave me the same speed as my palm shots do. So you're not having to palm a putt for speed. Not at all. Your thumbs will work just the same. Now, see, mine were a little soft on that one. So you still have to give it a little bit of thumbs to it. The fact is, though, that you'll be more consistent with it. Now, like I said, I can't thumb putt. I'm not as accurate down to the degree like a lot of people are, and I miss a lot when I try to thumb. Mostly straight putts is what I miss. That's just me. I can't do it, right? But if you have the choice to not pull back and still have that consistency, like thumb putting, so where I used to laugh at thumb putters because I always said, hey, I'm trying to make 2 variables work as one. My thumbs are each X and Y. I'm trying to use those together and make them match up. There were a couple parts of that. The biomechanical part says, well, you have different muscles in your thumbs, so you are actually being able to be more fine-tuned than this large muscle group that I'm using to hit with. So those two cancel each other out, let's say. But now knowing that I'm keeping the same pressure and my left and rights will be the same, it's probably useful to thumb putt, to be honest with you. It really is. Or no pullback putting in general. But the whole thing is, though, and it was nice to hear Jim Z didn't like any of the things that I was telling him about it. So I have a feeling we're going to definitely get a change with putting very soon. Well, not very soon. Probably for 2024 is my guess. Because they also need to revamp the putting so that the PGA courses will be able to have their own greens that use the topography data that they're getting from PGA on them. Now, I'm not getting any questions here, so it's a really easy thing to make sense of. It's going to be hard for you as a player to figure out exactly what you want to do to accomplish the goals. But you got the information now that none of that matters. Pullback does not matter one bit unless you're trying to slow the ball down. I know it flies in the face of conventional wisdom there that says that if I pull the ball back, I'm going to be able to hit it farther. No, pulling the ball back can only slow you down. It can be the same or worse. It can never speed you up. And to me, that's a problem, but it's something that needs to be changed, in my opinion, too, and maybe it will be. Now going back to where you're seeing, you can see it jump to the left or right, but generally, even if it jumps the roller, you will still have some small movement to the right or left. So if your putts are reading dead straight to the 2 when you're aiming to the right, you probably got a bad wheel. Your trackball is probably not perfect anymore, and you need to replace it. There's 2 encoder boards on it that can go bad, get dirty, not read correctly. The wheel on the there's a little plastic flywheel. Here, I got one right here. I think I got it. Yeah, like this is the little wheel, right? And this goes through an optical encoder board, right? And it counts the number of holes it goes through, and that's how it determines your speed. Well, if this is bent badly, it's plastic, but they bend and they break, or you're missing one of the nubs in there, then you're missing a reading of it going through, it can definitely change your speeds. Very rarely you're going to have some issue like that your I/O board is crapping out, or your power supply isn't providing consistent power, so you're losing power to the trackball. Because if we look at, you won't be able to see that when I pull it. Look, if you're looking inside your deck, there is 2 4-pin connectors there that I believe are connecting directly to the power supply. Those 2 4-pin connectors provide power to the buttons and to the trackball and to these little lights and shit. And probably other stuff too, but those are the things that I know right away. So if your power supply isn't giving consistent power, then your buttons and your trackball aren't getting consistent power. And you can just extrapolate on what that could do to your swing, or what that could do when you're fine-tuned motions and things. Now, most of the time, though, if you're having power issues that are dramatic enough to affect anything, you're going to get an error code, and the machine's going to freeze on you. You just don't know, though, with everything. Like, you just don't know. So if you're having trackball issues, you got to try to change the trackball first. Or if you're having ball issues, that's your first thing. You got to get a test in there to see. And if I put in a new trackball and it's doing the same thing, well, the likelihood that something else is wrong is very high. If I compare it to when I was working on Pat Sweeney's machine with him, and when he had the update, when he was doing the update, his machine wasn't reading a hard drive whenever he did the update. It would just freeze and there was nothing to boot from. So IT sent him a new drive, and when we put the new drive in, the same thing was happening. So I stopped right there and said, look, the likelihood of this being 2 bad hard drives is almost 0. So then we kind of dug in, and we ended up found out he had a bad SATA cable, or the connection on his SATA cable wasn't good. So that's goofy. They shouldn't be able to do that. Sorry, I was watching the Sox game too. But the putting, the putting is my least favorite thing in GoldenTee now. To be quite frank, it is the most, it's not right. It's not right at all. And I like when we have things be right. And I think Jim Z was in the same boat. He likes things to be perfect and working right. So I have a feeling that will change someday. Come on. Ands, are you here? Chris Anthony. My God, if you're not here, if you're here, that is absolutely your fault. And now going back, Brian, babying putts is a bad idea in general. I'll agree with you there. Hitting putts soft, not your way to do it. A consistent speed will work, and really the best consistent speed is the max speed. So just get used to hitting that max speed, and you won't have to worry about your speed ever being the issue, especially if you're not doing pullbacks. Oh, wow, this isn't fun at all. I don't like this one bit. Yeah, I want a low T. Yeah, let's just try it. Why not? Yeah, and I'm hoping it changes very soon, to be honest with you, but it won't be. It won't be soon. Now, hey, Mike, one of the things, though, really, if they just did what we were talking about with adding a... Fuck yeah! Get through! Come on, score both of them. Come on, baby! Fuck yeah! Tighten it up in the eighth. Yes. Woo! We needed that. Abreu, you fucking beast. Abreu's a beast. Sorry about that, guys. Didn't mean to yell at you. This is another thing that's going to get fixed. Jimsy did this on purpose with the sand being sticky. I don't think he realized what it would do to all the courses. Like shots like that. That ball was on the green back when we played this by doing that shot. Although I wouldn't have had a low tee. Oh, Caesar, you eat shit, dude. You're not welcome anymore, buddy. Yeah, my chipping is just not good either right now. The Sox are a team that people like you in Houston do not want to make the postseason. We're way too good, and we should be there. And how we played this year is embarrassing. But you saw it. You saw it when you were here. I mean, we could easily beat you guys. Not easily, but we're a competitive team. There's a lot of things that I'm hoping. Oh, guys, I'm hoping that I continue this relationship that I have with Adam and Kevin and IT, and I hope it grows coming up here in the future. So hopefully you guys will have a voice of reason on the inside, somebody who can actually articulate everything that's going on in Golden Tee and relay it to the right people. Unfortunately, as is right now, while Adam and Kevin were both very good Golden Tee players in their own right when they played, they don't get to play enough anymore. Hey, Dylan, how you doing, buddy? They don't play much anymore at all. Wow, that's not good. That's really bad. That is not good at all. I'm stupid. I'm going to lose this invite for stupidity. And we still have broken drops. That shouldn't happen. You should not be getting dropped on the green. But that's also why I hit it, and terrible. Now, see, I 180 that putt, but is that perfectly 180? That's the whole thing. It's so tough to judge, and I really don't want to break everything about everything that I've done. But everything that I've done in Golden Tee through my lifetime is technically not correct. It's just not. I shouldn't be doing it. Pulling back your putts is a bad move. If it changes, it's a good move. Because then what I would do is I would be C-putting almost every putt, because now I get my consistent speed again. And I can control it. It's all a little goofy. And the fringe less sticky. I don't want to see surfaces I don't like when they change surfaces, right? There is nothing about anything today that should be affecting holes from Bayou Bay. And that will be changing, because they're going to have, with some of the new systems that they've got going now, with ITNet being new and with the development tools that they have, a lot of these things that cause issues right now, like changing the sand stickiness, right now, it affects every sand that they've ever drawn in any of the courses. In the near future, they'll be able to make the sand sticky on one course and the sand really dry on another. You know, and that's how it should be. The tools aren't necessarily in place as of yet. They're getting closer. And that's what's happening when some of these outages occur. Like that outage now, I'm sure they were trying to fix something in old code that they didn't know what they broke after that when they did it. If I hear somebody else say ransomware again, I'm really going to drive over to where they live and punch them in the face. It's unintelligent comments like that that piss me the fuck off. It really does. I mean, people were messaging me saying like, hey, is my credit card information secure? Yeah, your credit card shit's fine. That's not what happened. It really wasn't anything like that. Now, I don't know exactly what happened, and that's mainly because Adam and Kevin don't have the verbiage because they're not developers to know exactly what happened. And I'm not a developer either. Yeah, very true, but there's tricks to telling when that's going to happen, Brian. And this falls into play. Well, it's something a lot of people don't pay attention to, right? I am fully alert and aware when my ball is approaching the fringe. If I get a ball that stops right when it hits the fringe, most likely that ball's going to play like a normal putt. If it gets one turn in, it will have less friction. It will have more friction than if I didn't have any turns into it, and less than if the ball is 3 feet deep in the fringe. So I absolutely pay attention to that, especially for balls that are going to be right on the edge of a fringe. I want to know how far it went in. I don't have a perfect formula off of it once it does do that, but it definitely gives me an idea like, okay, that rolled into the fringe. It's one turn in. I got to play this left 4 like a left 6 kind of thing like that. Now, I don't have a perfect equation to do it, which is good. I don't think there is one out there, but it's just something to be cognizant of when you do it. I also watch my opponent's putts when they end up in the fringe, because if I think that the putt that they're going to have by just watching it go in there, like, okay, that thing rolled in there, he's going to have a left 5 from 70 feet. He can't make this putt. He's chipping. That's going to change how I'm going to approach my approach shot as well. Those little intricacies, it's part gamesmanship. It's part gamesmanship almost, right? It's those little things that a lot of the top players are looking at that their opponents don't necessarily notice or realize can be that dramatic of a difference in a match. And that's the kind of intricacies. I don't even really go into them too deep while we're on stream. Oh yeah, no, you can be fucked. Yeah, you can be. But, I mean, we know that going in. I don't want to be able to putt on the green, sir. I mean, I don't want to be able to chip on the green. I know that. The greens are big enough. The one thing that does piss me off, though, is the tiered greens, because a lot of the times you don't have a choice on whether you're going to go up or down. And the putting problems get really magnified when you're looking at something like a tiered green. But it's something that those things I believe are getting changed. I believe we're going to see changes. Oh, God, that was terrible. I'm playing bad, guys. I really don't want to play, to be perfectly honest with you. I'm talking this out. Yeah, you never got dropped on the screen before. This isn't right. This has to get fixed. It needs to get fixed ASAP. This is a chip from the top of the hill normally. There's no way I should be having birdie putts after watering a tee shot. That's not right. All right, this is going to be the one par 5 in Golden Tee. I would say is not always reachable. And we're going to try, though. And I guess technically it is always reachable. But it can be very difficult. Now, luckily, okay, I got a good hop. We're good. Now, does anybody want to play? Anybody want to see a course or play a specific course? Like I said, now's a great time to do it. Not a lot going on tonight. And if not, we're gonna call it a night pretty quick. Maybe force the wife up to bed. If you know what I mean. No, she's not interested in me like that. Well, Jim Z and I did talk about it. If they do something to Stouts, that will be what they do. I don't think honestly, I don't think Stouts are the problem in Golden Tee. The problem in Golden Tee would go back to tees are worse than any ball, right? If we play stock, it's hard. If you give me stock, and let me use tees, it's no different. It really, honestly, my scores would barely suffer. And I think the amount of approachability the game got with stouts would be cool. I think that stouts should just become stock balls almost. Honestly, I think the win should be halved in general and then have no more stouts. You then have wins get up to 25, let's say, but then you're also not dealing with having to turn twice, you know? It takes the fulls out of play quite a bit more then. I think that's a better play, to half all of the win and then take that attribute off of stouts. I'd like that idea. If we have noticed that half the win makes the game a lot more approachable. It really does. And then you could do special contests some days where dramatic wins, like 40 to 50 mile per hour wins. I really think it would just change our optics of everything and how our feel comes into play. I think that was a great idea I just came up with. Oh. Well, all you got to do is send me an invite. I will happily play any course right now. It can be for prize, it can be for money, it can be for nothing, anything. Caesar, I now am going to play them instantly. I played 20 invites the other day when we got them back. I lost. I think if my calculations are right, I had 22 DNFs while the thing was not live, at an average of $17 per. So yeah, I lost myself a good $400 almost there. Dylan, I'm actually almost to the point of switching back to Titans anyway. Look, guys, if you don't understand this, if you've never seen you've seen the graphs of the balls, but you've never seen the hard numbers that are in the database on it. And if you look at the point, like, let's just say each ball has a certain amount of points, right? Brian, I don't think it does at all, because every player if you're coming to the stream and we're talking Golden Tee, all of us can pretty much max out the ball. It doesn't take much. It's a little bit harder than putting, but it still doesn't take that big of a swing to max out the swing. This isn't the old Golden Tee 4, where there was no regulator and you could hit it with the hammer, hit it with the rusty, and you could hit it forever. Wow, that's terrible, but not terrible. Let's see what we got here. Anybody send any invites? And some of these, yeah. See, I've only got 6. So we'll play all these out, and then we'll call it a night if we don't have anything new. Well, I got 2 new pendings. Let's grab these bad boys. They're nothing. They're nothing. They're not even. Nobody's accepted them yet. They're just group contests. Okay, perfect. Yeah, I started doing this on hole 1 now. Well, that's got to get fixed, dude. These things behind me should not be in play. All right, I'm in, Mr. Hobbs. How you doing, sir? Hey, Gino. Wow, it's nice to see a real name out of you, man. Facebook banned Gino. Gino banned for Facebook president. I mean, if you guys haven't met Gino, I understand why he's banned. I understand why Facebook kicked him. He is an offensive guy. He's a super, super huge cocksucker. He treats people like dirt. And I would never go to a tournament that he is responsible for hosting. It's that simple, guys. If you guys don't want to enjoy yourself at a Golden Tee tournament, make sure that Gino is not there. Obviously, these are jokes, guys. In case you don't know, Gino for Prez is also the Carolina Clash in the Facebook groups. And he's responsible for getting that thing started off. And then you got Bill and Mike Muse, the owners of the fabulous Callaway Sports Bar. Going to be a great time, and I'm kind of sad I'm probably missing it. I also got to say, too, I had to go. My neck wasn't doing great the last couple of weeks. So they sent me back, and I'm doing physical therapy again. My God, is it fucking hurt? Like, everything hurts. It hurts. It hurts. So I'm a little bit off my game because of that. And I do like Calypso. Something about Calypso, though, when hole 2 is not drivable, I get pissed off and I get kind of dejected and don't want to play it. I've been trying to come up with hitting the bank shot on this all the time now because it's a lot more consistent. I miss the gap a lot. I don't want to hear 2 sugars, sir. I need a water. We got to start drinking some liquids here. I love broken freezers that are awesome refrigerators. This thing just doesn't get cold enough to freeze anything, but it gets real goddamn close, and it's kind of awesome. All right, so this one, low T, 8.5. Yeah, that chip was a tester even. All right, anybody here got questions? Let me know. Come on. Today, like I said, today is a fantastic day to answer them. Yeah, but it's just a birdie then. It's just a birdie then for you, right? Or did you find a way? Are you getting on from around? Yeah, I hate the shot. I hate it too. Because half the time I get through, it clips the edge right at the end, and then rather than stopping the fairway, it falls all the way down in the sand, and I hate it. So what you're saying is you're taking a guaranteed birdie, maybe a hole out for an eagle, to stop yourself from being worse than that. There's not a turbo boost when you go around on 4. I'm sorry. You could hit a C3 coming in, but you're not getting an extra boost for hitting a certain shot. I hate to tell you, dude. That just doesn't happen. What the fuck? All right. What did that hit that it didn't bounce over the top? That's exactly what I wanted to do. Why did it plug right there? Like, why did it stop? What did it hit that it plugged on up there? This goddamn game, dude, there's so much broken bullshit. That ball should have bounced. It's a goddamn rock. And it hit something like sand up on the hill. What is that shit? Is there sand on the top of a mountain or the top of a rock wall? What the fuck is that? That didn't make any sense. Yeah, seriously, Gino, it's about time, right? I wanted that ball to hit up there like that, so it would hit the hill, kick over, and just bounce straight forward. That ball should not have died when it hit that wall up there, though. Yeah, is it? Yeah, it could be. It could. No, you're absolutely right, though. It is a feature as of right now. It was intended to be there. Now, when we brought it up to everyone else, they didn't really have a clue what we were talking about. Jim Z knew exactly what I was talking about. Yeah, hey, change the characteristics on the sand. And I showed him a couple of parts where it may. I stroke limited Auburn. It's the downhill green, the downhill fairway, dogleg right to the creek, and then it's got a really big sand trap there. Dude, I got stuck on the wall of the sand trap because I backspun off the green. I got stuck, and I was stuck on a wall like this. Even when I turned backwards to hit it, the ball was just trickling down. I didn't know what to do. I ended up stroke limiting it. That's the kind of shit, like, that can't be there. That just turns people off to the game. But if we're not looking at it and we don't see it, then how do they know that it happens? That's the thing. What the fuck? See, I've never, the shot that just happened there, I've never had that ball, like, plug up there and die. So Now I won't ever do that again. I'll just make sure I go over every time. I hit that speed on purpose because I knew it would bounce once, and it should have bounced over that. Instead it did like a little feminine bounce, like fucking had its massingale on that ball. I don't like cutting this. I like bouncing this off the wall, but the cut's so much you can make it. Yeah, you can. You can do it, but where I was at there, it was going to hit the sand from it coming up, so I had to look at going around. And honestly, anytime I've not gotten over that, I just DNF. I don't. If you play prize play at all, like losing 2 strokes on that hole, or 1 stroke, or 3 strokes, you're probably out of the running on that game anyway. No, I know what you're saying. I know exactly what you're saying. And then also you can get it to ramp from down there over it, and then you're going about 60 miles over the top. I should have bit that. Ugh. Yeah, I wouldn't have even kept playing this game. So that pin's up short. We're gonna have a big wind in our face. I still like having a 9-wood or 4-iron in, so I like to put it over here more. Now I can thumb a 9-wood or a 4-wood, and I can even bite this, which I'm going to. I mean, a 9-wood or 4-iron is what I meant to say. It gives me a lot more club to work with, especially when the winds are the holes are tucked in corners. Trying to cut down a 9-iron or overhit a G wedge or pitching wedge or sand wedge is not as easy as just thumbing a full 4-iron coming in. And sorry guys, in case you can't tell, I'm not really into playing tonight. I really just I had to get a couple pieces of chat out there for us because I had a nice break while they were down. It's funny, you guys are still out there like all pissed off when IT was down. You know what? I sat there like, oh God, yes, a break. I don't want to play. I don't want to play right now. I'm tired. My arm hurts. My neck hurts. It was actually it was like a mini vacation for me. All right, let's take a look here. That pin is too easy to get at where it's there. I started at the beginning of it. It was more just kind of talking through. Look, and I think we all know this. Putting is still going to be a personal choice type thing. I'm not going to tell you one way is right or wrong. I'm going to tell you that there are advantages to pulling back and not advantages to pulling back. And then we did look at the actual trackball, but Dan, you've seen the actual inside to a trackball before, so none of this stuff should be groundbreaking for you. What I did realize, though, is that even since the last time I took the numbers on the putting, they have dumbed down putting even more. It has changed now. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it. But it is kind of interesting. Now I might have to revamp all of those miles per hour. It looks like the ratios are staying the same, but I could max out at 58 miles per hour before, and we were maxing out at 47. And that was a putt longer than the hole. So I'm not quite sure why that was. Something is different with putting. I don't know why. And I felt it playing today that something was fucking different too. Something didn't feel right. I don't know if anybody's noticed that too, but every day it feels like putting's different. That putt to me right here was fucking hard because I don't know if it's going to slough off on me and come off like a fucking, or is it going to come off hard like that? Dan, I don't think so. It doesn't have any effect on pulling back. It's only a negative. The reason why I'm still doing it a lot of the time is because that's been my rhythm for 20 years. Pull back, hit it. Pull back, hit it. What like that? Pull back, hit it. That motion was my putting motion. Always kept my hand on the ball. One flick of it. If I was telling somebody right now starting, you should be a thumb putter right now until the pullback gives you a boost, which it's gonna have to. And I loved hearing that people agree with me at IT. So I think that will happen. When, I don't know. That part, I don't know how hard or easy that would be for them to implement. It's basically like make the putting mechanic the same as the swing mechanic, except that the C and the A doesn't change. It doesn't make the ball spin sideways. It just changes speed. That's what I think, at least. I don't know. We're going to break a record. We're going to play this one out. I'm going to pretend like I really, really want to play right now for this game. And we're taking the record. We're gonna break that. We're gonna break that record. We're gonna shoot a 26 at least. Until I fuck up early, then I'm gonna quit. It's weird because the pullback on putting technically isn't a variable, but it is a variable. I know it's weird to think, because we don't realize that missing a 180 at all on a putt, you're losing probably 2 foot for every degree you're off. And I mean, that's not, distance will depend on that as well. We're going at these. Caesar, by the way, your text was funny. All right, I just heard an ad for Sport Clips, and they said that the neck and shoulder treatment is not available in Oregon or Washington. Is that because you have to be licensed to be a masseuse there or something like that? I don't know. That's weird. That's something funny. Oh. I'm not accurate right now. Oh well. Yeah, tonight, Dan, I didn't go too in depth with it, but after the first thing that I saw, that my 124 foot putt, my 124, I'm sorry, 124 feet was only getting 40, but 153 was only getting 47, when before it was getting, I could hit at 58 miles per hour. That doesn't make any sense to me, and I don't know why it would be different. We use the same exact hole. We use stouts every time. Although the ball won't change. Honestly, the balls don't change your putting. I don't think at all anymore. At one point they did. There was a pretty decent difference with putting streaks as opposed to putting any of the other stuff. Hey Rick, how you doing, buddy? It's close. I'm not gonna ruin her all. Oh, it's 11 out. I need to have the other. I need to have a wind ball right now because this is on. If it was. Greatest player alive, self-taught. Enjoy the moisture. I gotta say, I've been playing pretty bad lately, and it's really just getting. You don't realize that neck surgery has fucked me up with my Golden Tee a lot more than I thought it did. Whereas to you guys, it's not much of a difference when you're seeing me. To me, I feel like I'm light years worse at Golden Tee now. Like everything is a struggle when I'm doing it now, and it's just because everything's like equals now, and all the things that I did before that were compensating for some pains that I was having, it's not really working, and it doesn't really do the same thing. Now if we don't get the record on this course, we're gonna be pretty pissed. All right, we can just nuke this. You always want to look where the pin is, because if the pin is tucked way right and you don't get it up, you have a weird cut shot coming in, and you don't want a cut shot coming in if you can avoid it. That one's going to be good. No, Rick, I don't believe so. If I didn't respond, then I may have gotten it, and I have been known to open it up at night and look at it and then put it away and forget that somebody messaged me. And I would guess that something happened. What did you send me? Shit. Wow, I hit that soft? Huh. So on this putt, okay, it's a down 5, right 4. The distance isn't going to, even if I cross-cut this a little bit, it's not going to affect it much. So as long as I get my line right, this is going in. So on those putts, I don't want to change it. The only putts I've changed how I'm putting on is literally... Yeah, it should be something if you want, man. Did I give you my address? I'll take a look at it. I'll do it on stream and see what I'm feeling. I'm going to end up saying, I love your trackball. I'm not sending it back. And then you're going to be like, God damn it. Wow. 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 Which one's the best? I always get them confused too now. Gino, I have no idea, man. It's got to be soon though, too, man. They actually, oh, I forgot. Well, that didn't have sticky sand. Like, that ball rolled through it, but it's okay. That's why I just call him Carr. Whenever I say Carr, I'm not talking about Dave's the one who's out of the league. That was Houston's quarterback, I think, right? Oh, I didn't even see. And honestly, that was something cool at IT, dude. They had no other machines out. And literally all of the people were there fucking around playing T. They were not fucking around. They were out playing the betas of 2023. And what Jim and Dan were getting was shot info to see how people were playing it. Now, I was honestly going around looking for bugs and giving suggestions. Haas went in there trying to shoot 30s on every card, which is very doable. All the pars are between 27 and 29 on 23, so that's awesome too. Yes. This hole was a little tricky back in the day. And now they don't think I should be getting there with this line, so it doesn't line me up at the pin. That's okay, though. Yeah, we're happy with that. We got our eagle. All right, now we're going to play Calypso next, too. I kind of forgot. I just going in order. Oh. All right, stick 18, and we have a world record on our hands, guys. Crazy. All right, win in the face. Yes, a good look. I can't ask for an easier look on 18. That whole setup was gravy. Hey, we are a world record holder. Word of mouth is a world record holder. All right, let's play that Calypso. Mike, he showed up. I left Tuesday night after I was there, and he flew in Wednesday morning. Ah, fuck. I hit the wrong button. All right, I guess we get to beat up on Kaufman on Southern Oaks. All right. We're going to extras, baby. Sorry. Who was saying, who was that I missed that? I forget. Okay, wait a minute. Caesar, I see what you just said up there. I missed some of these chats. Let me go up and... All right. Congrats on the first place. There's a turbo boost when you go around 4. Yeah, it is. Okay, so you were talking about the wall shot. Yeah, that I'm not even hitting those straight. It was the right shot. I just didn't hit it very good. All right, let's get a record on this course, too. Let's see what we can do. Uh-oh, Mom's calling. Hi, Mom. You're on my headphones. I'm talking to you, but I'm also talking to the world right now. So I'm not going to say anything. Don't make me say anything out of line. All right, so don't bait me or anything into saying something. Like, don't say, "Hey, remember that guy at your wedding? He was an asshole," and I'll be like, "Yeah, he's an asshole, and he's probably watching." That we can't do that. Oh, yeah, the groom. Yes. Hey, that's your son. What the hell are you talking about? You're not getting that candle anymore now. What? Well, I've got the Sox game here. I'm not getting Bill Maher on HBO. What do you mean? Okay. Okay, so are you using HBO Now or HBO Max, right? All right, let me see if it's on mine. I got it on TV. I got a TV next to me here. Sorry, guys. You know you always have to help out your family members when they call you for technical questions. It's a part of it. It's part of it, everybody. Like, I'm sure my dad had to do the same thing. We had to answer everybody's tech questions back in the day. No, it's fine. It's fine. Tonight's not a big night. I played at the bar from noon till 5 already, so I don't really want to be playing anymore. All right, so what we're looking for is, you're looking to see on HBO Max. Let's just search and see if I have it. Come on, search. I don't know. I'm surprised you don't. Oh, do you have Max on your YouTube TV? Okay, so you have. Okay, well, YouTube TV is straight. Okay, real time, right? It's just the real time was all you're looking for, right? He had a comedy special. In fact, I almost went to go see him in Chicago. All right, so it tells me season 19, episode 28. Oh, nope, season 20. There we go. And we have September 9th is the last one that was here. Well, does it come up live when you're watching it, or do you have to wait until after the show ends for it to show up on HBO Max? Okay, well then no, it's not just they just probably haven't uploaded and somebody forgot to do something. No, we will. Everybody said that mom and wife always come first, so we will wait. And I'm gonna have to agree. They have to. Yes. All right. Well, get back to it. Enjoy your night, guys. Love you too. Bye. All right. Now that's done. Sorry about that, everybody. Let me get my White Sox game back on. We're about to head to extras. No, they were just checking because they like their Bill Maher, and for some reason it's not showing up on HBO Max right away tonight. So she was seeing if it was showing up here, and I'm sure you guys heard me talking, so that's good. All right, let's can this ball. We got it set up. We're going to thumb this straight and put it in. I did not thumb it straight. I pushed it a click right, and if you look, that would have been close, but it wouldn't have come back anyway. All right, come on. Come on, Andrus. All right, this is always going to be a bounce up. Oh! I've never hit a shot onto that green on a fly. I've always gotten on by skipping the water there with the driver. Notice I didn't even low tee that. The 8.5 is going to skip on that with an A1 every time. If you're playing the 9.5 driver, you probably should low tee it, because it can, in certain scenarios, if you have a decent enough wind in your face, that ball will not skip. So just know that. No, it does not. The rain, okay, so rain is its own goofy thing. If we're looking at the overhead, it shows my distance on a 3-wood to be 278 when my 3-wood's normally 283. My driver's normally 318. This is just moist. It's not rainy anymore, so this is going to be the last hole that you even have a rain effect for the rest of the round. But the overhead distance always takes off like that. You're going to lose all this distance. You do not lose distance at all in the rain. Your carry distance is exactly the same. What you do lose is the carry out distance. Once it lands, it will not bounce or roll as far. And that's really it. So what you're calling a turbo boost is really nothing. It's not. Your shots are the same with the rain or without. Just the rollout changes. I hope that makes sense. It was funny because back in the day when in Chicago, Kinsler and I played together quite a bit. We had Kinsler's one of his best friends and a good friend of mine, Jimmy Mack, would play with us. Now, he was a good player, but not at the same level that Kins and I played at. And he was playing with us one time, and we're like watching. And this is back when rain was on every course. No, not all clubs. You can make a lot of clubs, but no, not all clubs with low T will. You really, once you get lower than the 10.5, you kind of have to think that none of them are skipping, unless you're on a dramatically uphill shot. So real world physics come into play with the skipping aspect of it, and it's actually pretty spot on. Don't be, oh. But like, if you, the hole on Hollywood Hills, I want to say it's like 12, where the second shot has that real big uphill over a waterfall. Like the 5-wood will skip the water on a straight shot on that if you're short. So you can't go with an all or nothing on that. I mean, there are times low T 8.5 does not skip the water. I don't know why I went this close. I might have just screwed myself there. No, we're good distance. All right, so we're clean so far. Kaufman gonna get beat. Kaufman got a free win or two off of DNS. This hole can be driven every now and then. It's hard. It's very risky because if you don't get there, especially now with the sand being sticky, that chip is a risky chip coming out over the water, with the water behind it. I think I've probably had better luck holing out from the fairway than I have trying to chip that one in. And here's another one. This I've driven this before. The whole thing is don't worry about going long. This is a much better line coming in than anything if you can't even get across the water. Look at this. This is perfect. Damn it, White Sox. Oh, can't score. Oh no, Brian was asking about with Jimmy Mack, yes. So we had Jimmy Mack, and so Kins and I hit shots, like we dropped down on a hole that it showed like 270. It was like 270 to the hole, and the driver was lined up with the hole. So Kins and I dropped down to like a 5 wouldn't hit him, and Jimmy Mack, like 5 straight holes, just flew it over everything. We're like, what the fuck are you doing? He's like, dude, these balls are going forever. And we were like, Jimmy, you don't know that after playing with us for a decade now, that rain doesn't slow it down on your carry at all? He's like, what? It shows that it does? Yeah, no, it's a bad piece of writing is all there is to it. It shouldn't have been written like that. Now, after hearing how Jim Z and them got the overhead marker number, it's an aggregate of a bunch of the distances that they just picked a number and kept it consistent across through all clubs. And the problem is it's an average, not just taking the number at 90. Like if you said it was 90 miles per hour and took that number, okay, that's fine. but it was an average of everything, and then they took it from the 90th percentile of the average. So that number on the overhead marker really doesn't correlate to anything for every club, but it's an average of everything and taking the 90th percentile of it. If that makes sense. So it does change, because we know that at some clubs at softer speeds, they gain more distance than another club does. So let's just look at like a 5-iron compared to a 7-iron. When I thumb my 7-iron at 90, it lands at or further than the full distance on the overhead marker. But if I thumb my 5-iron at 90, I'm 10 yards short of that marker. But the averages are still the same percentage. It's just that at different speeds of clubs, you have different distance. And it's mainly due to the height on the clubs, but that's the story for a whole other day. Ah, God damn it. I thought I fucking low-teed that. Whoops. All right, now I'm not getting a record here. Well, unless we make that. Yeah, that's not in. That wasn't good. That was bad. And of course, there's that one branch that overhangs that hits the 9-wood there. But that was the whole thing. You guys just got to understand, if rain, because I have a feeling we'll see rain again in the future. And once we get there, you're going to have to understand how they compute it. It might be different by then too. So obviously we'll have to wait and see if it comes back ever and then talk about it. I think we're going to see a lot more, especially once I get this PGA home edition. We're going to see things. Guys, I hate to say the PGA machine is such a better piece of equipment. It really is. It is immensely better. I just don't understand where anybody has a problem with it. The buttons suck, but once you get used to them, it's a better game. It's a much better game, in fact. And now we're going to get to play that Calypso game that I said I'd play next, and that was 3 games ago, so I do apologize. I haven't really been paying attention. All right, so now we really want to get this past the bunker without going in it, obviously. That bunker's bad. And we stayed right of it. That's good. I got past the tree line, so now I got a thumb shot in, and that's great on this approach shot, because this approach shot's kind of a bear. Oh, for Christ's sake. Oh, come on! Now we gotta walk the bases loaded. We're about to lose. Shit. You can't even get the sacrifice bunt out. That's bad. Okay, physics. Come on, guys. What is that shit? Come on. What is this? No ball could stop there. That shot was fucking perfect. That doesn't make any sense. God damn it. Oh, 17 with wind in the face. That's beautiful. And then I murdered it. Oh, it stopped. Woo! Close. All right, let's eagle 18, so we actually have a respectable game here. Caesar, I hate the shift, so I love that rule change. I hate the shift with a passion. It's ruining baseball, and yes, I'm extremely happy that that's gone. Oh, wow. I caught it too good. I wanted it to hit the tree. Oh, well. Why? I knew that was going to happen. And now, because of sticky sand, watch where this ball is. The side of the hill. I'm fucked. I can't get it up. So we're going to try to bank it in. Ridiculous. It's shit like that. Like, why are people that don't play the game fucking making changes to the game? I don't understand. That is one of the most atrocious things I've seen. That sticky sand is just junk. Like, a ball should not stop like this on a wall. Like, what the fuck? I feel like a lot of the characteristics are different now. Like, things have been changed that it just doesn't feel right. And nothing feels right anymore. Now, hey, it could feel right if once we get used to it, but that just doesn't, that didn't feel or look right. Well, we added some more, but we are going to play this right now. No. Come on, dude. Brian, did you just say things to be contrary, dude? Because, no, physics says that ball will not stop like that. On the side of a wall, does not stop there. I'm sorry, dude. I don't care what course you're playing. Unless the sand is literally made of glue. Come on. Oh, Steve, that's an interesting one. Honestly, right now, I'd probably say Petra. I think that course is atrociously terrible. And that's just because of gimmicky, hokey shots all over the place. Yes, but dude, no, there is no fucking sand trap in the world that plays like our sand traps do now. I don't care. The physics of the ball right now, it's wrong. And no, that is incorrect. The physics on Golden Tee for that is absolutely wrong. There's not a sand trap in the world that plays like that. That where you land on the side of a wall, like rolling down a trap, and it stops instantly. It just can't. That's not how physics work. Yeah, but no, it's hokey, gimmicky shots, though. You got to go through a gap. You got to bank off a wall. You got to do the, 18 is one of the worst hole 18s I've ever played in my life. Wow. It just doesn't. Then a great course that the one hole ruins it that I hate would be Jamaica, and that's not. It's just tiered greens. So any course with a lot of tiered greens will piss me off. Although Hollywood's probably my favorite course this year. Because the rest of the course, except for 17 and 8, for 17, is actually pretty fun and solid. 17 is a terrible design hole. It's also incorrect, too. The physics on that one are broken. And honestly, we did... See, collectively, I think this is the worst year of courses that have ever been made. But quite frank, I think they're terrible. Now, when you guys see the new tee boxes, they get a lot better. But the layout of them right now, I think they're terrible. 21 might be the best year of courses that we've ever had. And that will have to say, even if somebody says they disagree, dude, we played those courses for 2 years. Mike, we saw a very open look on them, so a lot of the art wasn't there yet. The playability of them are fantastic. They are already in better shape than what I think 22 is. So I think 22 is not in good shape, and I think 22 is ugly too. I don't think they did a very pretty job with artwork at all. I hate all these spots that are on the overhead. They all look the same, but one's grass and there. Uh-oh. How did we end up with... You guys didn't walk the bases loaded? What are you doing? Yeah, no, it doesn't. It doesn't. And that I can't say that the physics are always necessarily Jim Z's fault or problem. The physics are the way they are, and sometimes things just happen. I just think that they need to be tested more so. I don't remember ever having to go to this island. I don't think we've ever had this tee box, really. Well, but I mean, that's part of it. That the reason it does what you're talking about is because of that. It is. It's very. It reminds me a lot of Canyon, right? But see, Mike, if you're going back through history, there's always been one course that's easier. And Baja is an easier course for sure, but it's still a good course. There's a lot of options to do on it. It's not hokey either. You're going at you're seeing your target and going after it a lot. Now that I hit that shot, I think we've gone here quite a bit, actually. I don't know. I didn't have a problem with Baja. I would rather play Baja than I would have rather played, what was the last new course from last year? That would have... Fuck! Why the fuck are we getting beat by bums, dude? Yeah, that I can go with, Mike. You do. You are that guy. You love them all. Oh my God, what a terrible shot. See, like that. No, that is not how it works. That ball should not be there. Now, this sand trap's a little flatter, so that's okay. But, and really, I don't care about what a real course does. We're talking about physics of Golden Tee that we've had for 20-some years. And then you just, on a whim, change it. That's where I think the biggest problem is. Like, if you were playing Classic Course of the Week here, the shot that I hit on Sunnywood 3 every time was a driver into the bunker, bouncing out and on. It does not work anymore. And in fact, you get stuck in jail in that. And to change something that, hey, I played that course 5,000 times in my life, probably. And now it's different because of something that you did on this year? That bothers me. It really does. Yeah, that's terrible. I don't miss that normally. Plus, the surface itself changes the way the ball comes out of it too. And no one would. I don't think anybody agrees, but it's true. Yeah, he did change it. He didn't like it. Royal Cove is one of the best courses ever made. There's so much you can do on the course, and everything you can do on it, you can see it, right? I think one of my greatest feats on Royal was back-to-back 30s on it. That was one of my best feats in Golden Tee. Yeah, Royal Cove is possibly, it's up there in my top 5. And that's even with having to play Gervais on it 30 times a day back for the last 2 years. He's luckily stopped, but... That was I came close. I had 2 shots in the final 10 for shot of the year that year of Royal Cove. Well, no, putting got changed a little bit, but that wasn't coming into this year. That was going into last year. The turbo, what they call turbos, but the spots that have jumps, they limited that down a bit, and they didn't do it right, in my opinion. Yeah, I made the right choice. I wanted to hit something fun there and go underneath, but... But the sand, absolutely. We talked about that a little bit right away, and in the last stream when I was talking about and no, that was intentional. The sand was intentional. What he really wants, though, and he should be able to have that, is being able to design the sand and design the holes where it doesn't affect anything in the past, which is a good thing. Yeah, see, I don't mind Baja. I wouldn't. It's just a course that's there for me. It's not what I dream of playing or loathe playing. I loathe playing it in handicap matches, but other than that, I don't mind the course. Champ 99, pretty much boring as shit. Well, you'd have to come up with the only hole that I ever had that feeling on, Steve, and I hate to say it, I'm not, it is a tooting your own home. Look, I make the shot. I come up with those shots a lot of the times. Oh, what the fuck? Hey, Brian, dude, your comments, man. What does that even mean, dude? Come on, dude. That's just not... I'm sure it's a joke, but that's not... I mean, if you're watching a GoldenTee stream and then saying the people that play it have no life, I don't think you get that you're saying that about yourself. I don't know. That's not cool. And in fact, I mean, a lot of the people in GoldenTee have had their lives get better because of GoldenTee, because they got to meet a great group of friends because of it. I know my wedding had 170 GoldenTee players at it. Like that's what the stuff that I'm most thankful for. Yeah, Once isn't terrible. The only problem with Once for me was that GoldenTee par was much shorter than the rest of it. Yeah, I know. I get it, but so far your comments tonight, man, Jesus, like it's. I'm gonna say it, they're rubbing me the wrong way quite a bit. And like pretty much everything you've said tonight isn't correct for one, and two, kind of dickish. Take it down a notch, man. That's all. No offense, but I don't want other people to get offended, dude. No, I understand. It just doesn't. It comes off a bit fucked up. All right, now I just got screwed. God damn it. So normally you're past all this stuff. No, it's fine, Brian. I understand. I got screwed. Normally I don't get stuck behind 6 rocks there, and this shot's really good coming out of here. I'm not. It's once again, this might sound a little conceited here. Look, guys, I'm streaming because I know this game. There's not a person alive that knows the game better than me. There's literally isn't. Ins and outs, there's not. The only one that's close, Brian Bernhardt, knows the technical side and the gameplay side of it right up there with me. And in fact, when we had him over here last time, he took over the stream. I went upstairs until he had to call me out, and then he had to lose all his money. But I know what I'm talking about because I've done this for so long, for one. And two, I go through some meticulous type testing things just so I know what I'm talking about with it. So when I get told I'm wrong, when I'm 100% not wrong, that kind of bothers me a little bit, dude. It does. I don't know. It's just like when I'm reading the Facebook posts about people saying all these things. Like, I can't sit there. I don't want to be a total dick and be like, no, that's wrong. That's wrong too. That's wrong too. That's wrong too. It just gets, those kind of things gets so frustrating having to try to correct everyone on things. And trust me, there have been times that I've been thrown for a loop off of something in the game that someone shows me. One of the big ones was, look, when we hit the shot with the shot meter, right? Steve, we'll probably do them after the new tee boxes. It's just been every time. This year has been rough, not just for IT, but every time I look to do something. My word of mouth tournaments, all of them that I've ran have had long pauses because shit was wrong. Then we have IT go down. Then my neck gets fucked up. I'm sorry. I'd love to do them. I will make this promise. When we get the new tee boxes, I will definitely lay out. And if I can get Richard to go. In fact, King is texting me right now. In fact, wait, let's do this. Let's go here. Oh, no, not meet. Why did I do that? Whoops. Dial. All right, so King's out. This is going to be Richard King, guys. He's out right now. It's a quick one. I was going to use Richard King for accountability and have him be the one that... Because, guys, really the work on those comes when King has to edit and do all the fun stuff. But yeah, we should both have some free time now to do it. Oh, he's gonna call me back. All right, good. All right, we're not gonna spin this. I'm just gonna flip it up, try to land it behind the hole. Yeah, I didn't cut it enough, but oh well. All right, I think I got a couple more invites here we can knock out. And then I'm calling it a night. Wow, I went long. I was only thinking like an hour, hour and a half. Never happens that way, though. His surgery's coming up in a couple weeks, I believe. I want to say end of September. I'm not sure, though. And then the Twins just blow it on a fucking wild pitch. What the fuck, dude? But we'll hear. It's just going to be a quick call. Like this course, I absolutely despise too. I don't like it. It's not hokey, but it's really boring. I mean, look, my max on this one on my machine this year is 26. Well, that tells you that it's not a high enough par. Yeah, that shouldn't happen. This ball should not have stopped right there. Come on. I want the pars to be the same, especially with the way that handicaps are right now. The handicap system leaves something to be desired, but as long as the Golden Tee par is the same on most courses, you can have handicap tournaments be legit. So I do like that. It also does not detract, like, it doesn't make somebody who shoots a 33 on a course with a 34 par, like, that's not as hard as shooting a 30 on a 28 par. So it kind of, historically, it feels better too. 28 feels like a good number to be. But yeah, and hey, look, Jim had an idea. Great, perfect there. The execution just can't be with the system they have in place. So you can't. I just can't stand. It's like they changed Cat Andreas around and took away 2 shots on that course that are now unplayable. Well, it doesn't make sense to do that after the fact. Like, why would you do that when the course is not a live course anymore? So now all you're doing is fucking up the history of it. Like, so now par is off for the records that we've had all the time. And if you're not, I mean, guys, golf is purely statistics, right? It really is. It's purely about playing against yourself. And if you dramatically change something so that you can't play against yourself the same way anymore, well, that's not good. If it was like this, could I figure it out and make the sand not be a big deal? Yes. But should I have to? Probably not. Or I do like that. I do like the idea that there will be different types of bunkers on different holes, which we don't have right now. All the bunkers play the same. So it would have just been adding a new surface, which I don't know how that couldn't be done as is right now, instead of changing the factors on something. And that's just personal opinion here. I mean, you guys can disagree with that. I can't really argue with you. Why is that so short? See, look at that. I hit that 106, and I still, with an 11 outwind, and I still didn't even get it to my meter. So the higher loft of the club, the faster you can get to the distance off of miles per hour. Hopefully that makes sense. This hole's an interesting one, and I use the Legend of Bagger Vance on this hole, right? Where I'm focusing so much that, or what is it? Not Legend of Bagger Vance that does the focusing. The Greatest Game Ever Played with Shia LaBeouf, where you take out everything else. There's literally nothing in play on this hole. So all I have to do is hit this driver slightly left of the one tree that's dead in front of me. And I fucking didn't? That's so terrible. I hit it directly into it. Yeah, how bad am I? My God. Now I'm in a bad way. This is ugly. Wow, what do I hit here? Oh, and this is another one, too. One of the shots that we played on this hole was you bounced it into the bunker. It will not work anymore. So now we've totally changed the dynamic of the game for no reason at all. It just doesn't make any sense to me. I'm fine with that. One shot. I'm glad I saved a birdie off of it, though. And I got one, so that helps out a bit. Yeah. Another one. Just you see how, like, there's a couple of fun shots on the course, but then the rest of it is just wide open and basic. It looks great. It's a very good-looking course. I just don't enjoy it very much. And mainly because par is only 24 a lot of the times. You guess it was just you. I don't know. Oh, God. Come on. That was a strike, Andrus. Come on, dude. I play this one a little differently than most, too. Like, this hole's kind of stupid. I want to go pretty far out. I almost don't want to be in the fairway here because I want to have a lower lofted club coming in that I get a little spin but won't suck off. Because there's an overhanging tree that is in play on most every part of that green. What? Ugh. I'm okay with that. I was kind of being safe. All right, but anyway, I was going to force Richard to agree to, on his phone call when he calls back, to agree to helping me with those and doing it. I don't think I need to do it. We'll let him be. He said he was out right now. He said he's going to call me back, but I don't. He's okay. Never. I mean, this course is really just hammering it and thumbing. It's okay. There was a lot more to the newer courses, too, for 23. So 23 is going to be a good year. All right. Well, I am absolutely getting tired. And having 18 not be drivable almost every time was kind of fucking weird, too, to me. But this is a direct copy from an old course, so this is what it was. Oh, I'm not good. Yeah, I'm tired, guys. I'm going to call it a night here now. Oh, it's definitely one of those things that you have to keep doing. You have to do it. You have to just keep repeating it until you get it down to a science. That's really it. But with that, we'll end tonight. I'm gonna try to be a lot more well, now that we got everything working and stuff now, we're going to be more regular with all the streams. So probably one Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I do have some big news for myself possibly coming up, but we'll find out here for sure shortly. I told Caesar, but no one else gets to know yet. So if you guys want to harp on Caesar, that's him in there. He even has his full last name, so reach out to him. But we'll try to. We'll be back on Monday. Maybe I'll play here. Yeah, see, I use all three. I have a light thumb, a medium thumb, a hard thumb, medium palm, hard palm. just because having a no pullback shot is a necessity now. You got to have something that you're taking that variable out on. But we'll talk about these again on Monday. So we'll see you guys back at 8 p.m. on Monday. If I have to change the time or if I want to go during the day, I might do that. But Monday's going to be, we're going to have events back, so we'll have to dig into that one. So we'll see you guys then. Otherwise, enjoy your weekend. Go spend some time with your family. By family, I mean spend it on a Golden Tee machine. And we will talk to you guys when we get back Monday. Thank you much. Have a great weekend. Word of mouth is out.